Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. Let's talk about raids, more specifically why every person that plays Destiny needs to do a raid, and how any person can find a raid team regardless of whether or not you have regular friends to play with. So first things first, as far as PvE content is concerned, raids are the pinnacle activity. It is the culmination of the story for that expansion or that season, and it ties everything all together. The raids are tied to the deepest lore in the game, and for the most part, whenever you defeat a raid boss, you are defeating one of the most powerful enemies in a specific faction. Now, in today's society, it's very easy to just go watch a YouTube video of a raid, or watch Bife or MyLine Games, explain the lore behind it, and be all caught up without actually having to experience it for yourself. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, experiencing raids in Destiny is honestly my personal favorite thing about this game. The first time that you saw Oryx climb up onto that platform at the end of King's Fall in Destiny 1, you cannot replicate that feeling by watching it on your phone on a YouTube video. You just can't. You need to experience it yourself. Now, the most common excuse that I see amongst the community members is, I want to raid, but I just don't have anybody to raid with. None of my friends play Destiny 2 anymore. None of my friends are ever online. I'm not part of a clan. Everybody that I play with is too low. Nobody wants to raid. I see these excuses all the time on Twitter, on LFG, on comments on my videos. I mean, I see them everywhere. And I am here today to tell you guys that that is a very poor and lazy excuse. It is not a valid excuse whatsoever. Yesterday, just going off of DestinyTracker.com, there were about 1 million players playing PvE content across Destiny 2. You can't sit there and tell me that out of 1 million active players on a daily basis, you can't find 5 people to do a raid with. And if you do tell me that, I'm not going to listen, because it's BS, man. If you want to raid, you can find a team. So let's go over how. There are tons of different third-party websites as well as first-party websites that Bungie offers that allow you to find a raid team. First off, we have guided games built into the game itself attached to every raid. Now granted, the wait time on guided games can usually be pretty long because there's not a lot of people using the program. You might have to sit there and wait for 45 minutes, which is not uncommon from what I hear. I've never actually found a team via guided games. I have done guided games as a guide, but yeah, it's not a lot of people are doing guides, and it's unfortunate, but from what I hear, people that do them will have to wait a little while, but eventually find a team. So while guided games is not a perfect way to find a raid team, it is a way to find a raid team. It will eventually work if you just sit and be patient. Which again, if you want to raid bad enough, do it. So the next method that you can use to find a raid team, and honestly this is the one that I personally use if I need to find 1 or 2 more people to fill out my raid team, and that is Bungienet. Finding a raid team on Bungienet is insanely simple. All you need to do is log in to Bungienet, link your account whether you're on Xbox, PS4, or PC, and go down and find a fire team that is the raid that you want to do. It's literally that simple. Once you join, you are usually good to go. Now, admittedly, a lot of times on Bungienet, when you see these people posting for raids, they will include something like know what to do. And if it's your first time doing the raid, you're probably not going to know what to do. So, yeah. You probably want to find an LFG post that does not say know what to do. You probably want to focus more on the LFG posts that say like need Sherpa, or it's my first time, first timers welcome, something to that extent. Additionally, you could always just create your own post and say, hey, I've never done the raid, I really want to do the raid, you know, I need somebody to teach me, so on and so forth. I will give you guys some tips to entice others to join your raid team a little towards the end of the video. Another popular site that you can use to find a fire team or to create your own is DestinyLFG.net. Now this one works very similarly to Bungienet in the sense that you can just join a fire team if you see somebody has already posted, or you have the option of creating your own post and forming your own fire team with your own rules. It's worth noting that you will need a Bungie.net account in order to access DestinyLFG.net. Additionally, you will have to log in with your either Xbox account, your PlayStation account, or your Blizzard.net account in order to access the Fireteam feature of LFG.net. I also want to point out that both Bungienet and DestinyLFGnet have mobile apps for your phone, so you don't even need a computer in order to access it. You don't even need to go into your browser, even though you could. You can actually download a mobile app and do everything right there comfortably from your phone. Now, there are tons more LFG sites. All you need to do is go to Google and type in Destiny 2 LFG. You'll get sites like ftw.in, Destiny Tracker, the 100.io. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. There are tons, literally tons of LFG sites out there dedicated to finding you a raid team. And the LFG doesn't even stop with the websites, man. You can go to Twitter and follow the actual Bungie account. When Bungie posts something, comment on it and be like, hey, I'm on this platform, I've never done a raid, can anybody help me? You will get retweets and you will find a raid team. I see it all the time. I've even Sherpa'd a few that I have seen personally that were on my platform. You can even comment on YouTube videos that have to do with raids and form a raid team that way. Feel free to use this video in particular as an LFG platform. As I said towards the beginning of the video, this game right now is doing pretty good. Almost 1 million daily active users. You can find 5, I promise you. So, now that you have several options to go look for a raid team, let's talk about some do's and don'ts of finding a raid team. If you do not have raid experience, do not lie and say that you've done the raids before. Number one, people can look you up on Raid Report and very easily see whether or not you've done a raid. Number two, even if they don't look you up, they're going to know as soon as you get into the first encounter and have no clue what you're doing that you are inexperienced. Don't lie, be very honest, and say, I have never done the raid, I want to learn. Now that last part is very important. If you don't have raid experience, you always want to lead with, I want to learn. Never say, can somebody carry me through a raid? Nobody wants to carry you. If that's all you're saying, then that's probably why you're never finding a raid team. Nobody wants to just bring somebody through for no reason. People want to teach other people. People don't want to just give shit away for free. If you want to raid, you need to learn, not be carried. I cannot stress that last point enough, man. Like, I like Sherping, I like teaching. I've done it a couple times this week, you know, in a couple of different raids, bringing people through for the first time and teaching them mechanics and all that. It's fun. It's like a passing the torch kind of thing. I teach you, you teach someone else, that person teaches someone else, we're all raiding, we're all having fun. But if somebody messaged me and says, Pyro, will you carry me in a raid? I will flat out ignore your ass and not even reply to you. If you message me and say, hey Pyro, I'm on PC, can you teach me how to do Leviathan normal? Maybe. Depends on my schedule, but probably. I will probably be able to do it if I can form a team with enough experienced people. Now the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is which raids that you probably want to start on. Now, honestly, what I would recommend starting on if it's your very first raid is Eater of Worlds Prestige, the raid that you're watching me do right now. The reason being is because on Prestige mode, it locks your loadout to certain weapons, meaning you're more than likely going to have to use weapons that you would not normally use. Now, the reason that this is a good thing is because it takes you out of your comfort zone and you have to pay attention a little bit more than you would if you could just go in there and use whatever you want. This is going to make it stick in your mind a lot more. Eater of Worlds also has everything that you see in most raids. It has the jumping puzzle, it has the transitions, it has a 2-phase boss fight, and the mechanics for that boss fight are very, very classic Destiny raid mechanics. Altogether, it is a great introductory raid, and it is definitely the one that I would recommend for your first time. And on that note, this video is going to come to an end. Drop a comment in the box below and try to find yourself a raid team, guys. Everybody needs to raid. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.